Hi, I'm here at the East Bay Public Plaza in Olympia, Washington. This is a nice, really artistic looking park, and I'm just going to discover what's here. And thank you for joining me on Adventures with Big A. Not a very big park, and I'll probably be moving on in a little bit to look at some other places in the area as well. It's very nice. Found a nice shady spot on one of these benches. I'd originally planned to visit somewhere else, and when I went to their site they didn't say anything about being closed today, but when I got there they were. But I found that wherever you are, it's easy to find other places that are artistic, nice, interesting. Places that even the locals may not be aware of, because there's really a lot of places wherever you go. So anyway, after my time at the park here, I'm going to look around and find some other interesting places, because I believe Olympia is the capital of Washington, and I'm sure they have a lot of historical things around here as well. Here's an example of what I'm talking about. I just walk over to the building in the park here, and it shows me all the interesting places in the area that people can go visit. And that's what I mean. There's so many places, even in your town. If you look around and you go on interesting places to visit in whatever the name of your town is, you'll find that there are a lot of interesting places you may not have even been aware of. And if not in your town, at least in nearby neighboring towns. Oh man. Well, there goes my idea of wading or swimming. And by wading, I think that if you don't make it across these rocks somehow, you'll unintentionally be wading in. This is the kind of places that frogs and bullfrogs like to hang out at. No, because I used to catch them when I was a kid. Of course, I always put them back. I didn't like being cruel. I get it. There's a theme here. This is the Wet Science Center next to me here. So everything in the park around it has to do with water. And this is the main entrance to the Wet Science Center. Very like they're closed until further notice because of COVID. Found a couple little duck friends here. I must have just walked right past them without noticing them the last time. And yet there they are. Funny how often I run across things like this when I'm out taking my video. I think they're asleep. This is interesting. Looks like they left a lot of trees out here. Maybe it was some kind of pier at one point. But this is a pretty nice little park. Yeah, a lot of times in the Seattle area, Olympia is kind of near Seattle, relatively speaking, they will build things over the water, like restaurants and hotels and all sorts of things, so that you really have a waterfront view, because literally you're right over the water. Looks like this is a shipwright's place where maybe they do repairs to boats. And we have some ducks. I think they're kind of upset because somebody brought their dog walking along the trail. Remember that TV show Gilligan's Island? About 7 stranded castaways, and they couldn't get off the island. It was from back in the 60s. Well, they went to a shipyard and took a place that had a bunch of boats. It was a comedy, a TV show. Anyway, they went for a 3-hour tour on a boat, and places like this always reminded me of that. Remember, the weather started getting rough, the tiny ship was tossed. If not for the courage of the fearless crew, the minnow would be lost. Well, don't worry, I'm not taking any 3-hour tours here. Speaking of Gilligan's Island, there was a big debate over who did you like, Ginger or Marianne, and I was more of a Marianne type of guy, so I guess that would be the one upside to getting lost on a 3-hour tour. I mean, if it was going to have to happen. But you know, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking if I was stuck on that island, well, Mrs. Howell's already taken, so clearly she's off the table. But, so it'd really be down to Ginger and Marianne. I'm thinking, if I had to fight Gilligan, I think I could probably take him. I have a little bit of a weight advantage on him. But the skipper, he's got at least 50 pounds on me. Which reminds me, I don't want to start looking more like the skipper. I better get off this bench and start walking again. So anyway, the place I passed earlier was a yacht sales place. Kind of like those boats they have in the window there. But I don't plan on stopping by here until I make so much money on YouTube that I can afford to buy a yacht. If that's ever gonna happen. Although maybe I could afford to get something like this. Or something like that. Well, that's an interesting looking statue. There's a place called Batdorf Bronson Dancing Goats Espresso. That must be a theme around here, because about a block away in another building, that statue had the dancing goats. So I don't know what's up with that. I mean, did I miss something here? Is dancing goats a thing? We have this tower down here. This is called Port Plaza. Little place that kind of leads up to the tower here, but I don't know if this is accessible or not. Oh, looks like the tower's locked. Drats. The pigeons have a tough life hanging out here down on the beach. Ducks have it pretty rough too. This is interesting. I guess if you want to reserve your little moorage spot along the little dock, you can stay here for 7 days in a 30-day period, but power's not available. Then you have to register with this, some kind of envelope, must be in this box here. Yep, there we go. But I'm assuming they're talking about this dock right behind it. Doesn't look like anybody's there. It's like everybody's over there. Maybe it's the same place, I don't know. Get the funny feeling that these guys are following me. Everywhere I go, they seem to be there. There's our state capitol building. Not too far away. Now there's the boat I'd like to have someday. But I have a feeling that this is gonna be my boat. Or maybe that one right there. Found an interesting little garden along the way here. Good thing I don't have any pets. I guess these are things that they're selling. Looks like a price down there. It's in Spanish. That's really nice. They got these all over the place. Back here, they got a nice little tree in the center of the garden. Well, I've come to the end of my journey at the Port of Olympia. Visited a lot of interesting places here. Some places were closed, but I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll come back and watch another adventure of Big A.